Hi guys, so it is almost 8 p.m. on April 2nd and I started having, I guess it was contractions last night. I didn't really know what it was. I thought it was maybe just Braxton Hicks because I'm literally 2 weeks, well, a little bit less than 2 weeks, like 11 days from my due date. I am 38 weeks and I didn't sleep at all last night, super uncomfortable. Today was Ava's recital, and I woke up still crampy and stuff, but my contractions haven't been consistent. So I'm like, okay, it's just Braxton Hicks contractions. They've started now that it's 8 p.m. I've literally been having them since last night. And I've only had them one other time. These kids are crazy. David's trying to put them to bed, but yeah, so I'm actually eating my last meal probably before I give birth, which is Chipotle, depending on what these contractions do, but they are getting closer together. But like I said, they're not super close together. So yeah, and this video is probably going to be all over the place because I was not expecting to go into labor this soon. So I guess we'll see what the rest of the night holds. I still want to take a shower. I feel like I have so much stuff that I want to do and I don't know. I really don't know. Excuse me, I'm at a loss for words. I mean, my hospital bag, everything's packed for like a week. I usually always have that packed by like 37 weeks, but I was not expecting her to come this soon. So we'll see. Hi. Ava, are you excited? Mommy might be having Skye. Mommy might be having Skye. Are you excited?
Hi, I'm a teen.
Why do you have Skye's headband on you?
Because I'm putting this crown.
Are you excited that Skye may be coming sooner?
Yeah. And she is a bunny.
We'll see. Mommy's having her last meal possibly before I give birth with some vitamin water. We'll see. On our way to the hospital, in between contractions, I'm gonna try to film this birth vlog. I'm not announcing the name quite yet. You'll find out at the end. My mom is in the back, if you can see her, all the way back there. But my contractions are about 5 minutes apart. It's 11:38 p.m. on April 2nd. I had to think for a minute. I am about 11 days early from my due date. So it looks like she's, oops, my battery's about to die. It looks like she is going to be coming on the 3rd of April. But contractions have gotten a lot stronger. And I hate the card ride over there. So I'll try to update you as I go. So things got real fast, real soon, and baby girl's already here. I'm just relaxing before we go into our other room, but I ended up having her naturally with no epidural because when they admitted me, I was like 6'7" dilated, right, Mom?
Yep.
6 to 7 inches dilated, and the contractions were coming on super fast, so I couldn't get the epidural in time. The most painful thing that I have ever done in my life. David's holding the baby now, so I will definitely have you meet her here soon. But right now I'm just trying to like process everything that just happened. So, and then we'll go to our room. But she was, what was she? 7 pounds and 10 ounces and 20 inches long. So she's here.
It's much more comfy.
Yeah, it looks more comfortable. Hi everyone. So I'm talking really low because it's like 4:35 on April 3rd, and baby girl is doing good. I'm so exhausted, but she's latching really well. David went to go drop my mom off, and he's getting some McDonald's, and when he gets back, I'm going to get some rest because I'm so exhausted. And hopefully I will have a chance to share her birth story. Everything happened so quickly. I have never experienced so much pain in my life. I don't even know, but I'm just too exhausted right now. Oh, what's going on, baby girl? I'm just too exhausted right now to go through the whole thing. And I will be sharing her name soon. But yeah, I was really bummed I didn't film the birth, but it was really traumatic for me, and probably for my mom and David as well. Let's just say it involved a lot of screaming and pain. So yeah, I will definitely get on here and share that. And I'll be sharing some other things here and there as well in this birth vlog. I didn't get to film as much as I wanted to, but I will definitely be filming a few more things, and then I want to do definitely look up a what to expect postpartum, because this time is definitely going to be different for me since I did not have an epidural. And I'll be talking about that a lot more in the video. But for now, baby girl is healthy. She's doing good. She was born again at 1:11 a.m. on April 3rd, 2022. 11 days, if you count I think if you count the 3rd, 12 days if not, before her due date. She was due April 14th. I was expecting her to come early, but she had other, maybe like 3 or 4 days early, but she had other plans, and I'll talk about that more. And she's 20 inches, so 7 pounds, 10 ounces, and 20 inches. So she was bigger than Ava, but smaller than Eli. But yeah, can't wait to share this crazy birth story with you. Hey David, how are you feeling? How are you feeling?
Tired from last night. I was watching the baby all night.
Oh my goodness, it's the next morning. It is almost 9, and I got some sleep, and baby situated. She's latching good. She's already pooped and peed. She pooped twice, and she's been peeing. They just brought me some breakfast, but they're gonna give her a bath here soon. And honestly, probably it's a little bit after 1. I don't know, since I didn't have an epidural, how long I'm going to be in the hospital. If it's going to be the same as when you have an epidural, but good thing is even though it was super painful, and I'll probably fill you in on the complete birth story, but in a minute here. But they just brought me my food. But the recovery might be a little bit better. So yeah, here in a minute, I will give you a tour of the room. We'll go over and see Miss baby girl, and yeah, just still trying to process everything. Everything's setting in, but I do feel better because I got some rest. So they just brought me breakfast, nothing special, some French toast, oranges, coffee. David actually got me a McGriddle because we were starving at like 4 o'clock in the morning, right, David? Mm-hmm. And then I'm just filling out some paperwork that I haven't filled out. I went to the bathroom for the first time. Ugh, don't mind the blood on my sock. But I just went to the bathroom for the first time, got up and walked to the bathroom. And I'm gonna be taking a shower here soon and changing into my own cozy robe, and hopefully I can get a chance to do her like official announcement picture. So this has definitely been a different experience for me than my last 2 births. So I feel like I'm not mentally like, I don't know, I feel like it's taking me longer to process because I think my body is so tired and like in shock from the labor. So let me get some food in me, and then I will come back on and do my birth vlog a little bit later today. And I will show you more in detail on this video, what to expect after labor, some of the other more in-depth detailed things. Look how precious she is. Oh my gosh, she looks so much like Ava. Oh, I can't wait to dress her up in her little dress. Hi everyone. She's breastfeeding. She's doing good with latching. My nipples are just really sore already, and I'm using the Medela nipple cream. They are so cracked and dry already, and she has a really strong like suck, so it like hurts so bad. Ooh, hurts so bad. Anyways, so in a minute I'm gonna show you our hospital room, show you more baby girl. Ooh, and oh my gosh, and then I'm gonna go into detail about the birth vlog. So yeah, I had to record her feedings, which I've been really bad at. She's definitely had more feedings than that. Oh, definitely. So here she is, little Miss Skye. Oh, she looks so tiny. Look at these feet. Just wanted to get some skin-on-skin contact with baby girl. She's doing good. She's probably about to have a bath, so I want to get some pictures of her before she gets a bath and do a few things before I take a nap because I'm tired. But this is our room. It's actually a lot bigger room than we've ever had. So there's like a little desk, mirror. I have my bag in there, TV. And here is where I've been for the past like 8 hours. And here's Skye's little thing here. I just took her out of all her swaddle. I brought the Snuggle Me Organic. I should see if she likes it there. But yeah, this is the room. I'm gonna show you the bathroom. I brought these slippers. They're supposed to be mauve, but to me they're more like lavender brownish, but they're comfortable. So I'll show you the bathroom. Nothing special. Have all my pads and stuff in there. Lovely toilet. My postpartum underwear, I had washed it and I literally, it was still wet, so I brought it and my mom hung it up there. Shower, which I'll be doing very soon, and then gotta love, look at her little feetsies. Gotta love postpartum stuff. These underwear are actually pretty comfortable, but my stomach is, I'll show you more in the postpartum video, but my stomach is pretty still out there. But yeah, this is our room. Okay guys, so since I got baby girl settled, she just had another feeding, I decided I would go ahead and tell you the birth story before they come in and give her her bath, which will be happening soon. It's about 12:40. They just brought me lunch. I'm actually kind of hungry. So Friday, we'll start with when I first started having contractions. Friday, April 1st, I could not sleep that night. My stomach kept getting super tight, and I thought it was, like Braxton Hicks, because they were all sporadic, but I literally couldn't get comfortable that night, had super bad heartburn, was not able to sleep. The next day, April 2nd, was Ava's recital, was super tired, feeling really uncomfortable, and I was still having like the contractions, but they were literally like, I would have one and then wouldn't have one for like 2 hours, and then I would have one and then wouldn't have one. So I'm like, you know what, these are just Braxton Hicks. I've never had them before in any of my pregnancies. I actually, like probably about a month ago, I want to say like maybe February, I kind of got paranoid because it was happening then, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not even full term yet, like what's going on? But then it happened like twice and then never happened again. So I went to Ava's recital, everything was fine, and I just felt like off. Like I'm like, okay, I have a feeling that this baby is coming, even though these contractions are not regular. She's definitely coming like within the next couple days. I don't know, I just felt it in my body, and just like I was really sore. So the doctor did check me this past Thursday, the 31st, to see if I was dilated, which I'm kind of, I mean, it is what it is. It doesn't really matter. What's going on, baby? But she was just like all digging up in my cervix. She said I wasn't dilated, but then the next morning I woke up super sore. So I don't know, whatever she did got things going crazy. So yeah, so then Saturday, David has the kids, so I'm like, okay, let me go get a pedicure, because I was like overdue. I had everything planned for this week, pedicure, everything, nails, whatever, because I wasn't expecting to have her maybe the earliest, like the 10th or maybe the 8th. But yeah, so I went to go to pedicure. I didn't really have any contractions. And then I got home, I did some cleaning, tidying up, made sure I had everything in my diaper bag, which I had already had packed. And the contractions started picking up, and I'm like, this is happening again? Because I don't know what's going on. Reached out to a cousin who is currently pregnant. She's actually getting induced tomorrow, who has been experiencing Braxton Hicks. So I thought, okay, maybe that's what it is. Anywho, long story short, they started getting closer and closer together. By this time, it's like 8 o'clock, and I started timing them. They weren't 5 minutes apart yet. So, but I'm like, okay, I think this baby's definitely coming, because this is not normal. I don't think these are Braxton Hicks. So I took a shower, got as ready as I could. They started getting closer together. I actually did my eyelashes wearing Blinkify. And I was having contractions, I want to say maybe like 6 or 7 minutes apart. And I'm like, okay, yeah, this baby's definitely coming April 3rd. So I told my mom, be prepared to come over. My mom and David, my husband, were with me for the birth, which is always usually, they allow 2 people because of COVID. So, you know, they weren't really painful. I could talk through them, move through them, are fine. And then my mom got there and they were getting more painful. They were definitely, I wasn't timing them. I stopped timing them because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to the hospital. But they were definitely closer than 5 minutes. We get in the car and I'm just like, oh my gosh, they were getting really painful. And then I don't know about you, if this happens to you when you give birth, or like when you're in labor. I hate being in the car. Like, I hate sitting in the car. It was the most horrific car ride. And on top of it, David had to drop our dog off at his parents' house, which took longer. They were like probably like every 3 to 4 minutes. It was excruciating. Then we get to the hospital and it's the same hospital that I've had both of my kids at. It was the wrong entrance. I guess they only allow people through the emergency entrance. So we waited probably a good 10 minutes. This is torture for somebody to come with a wheelchair. I was literally at the point where they were so painful that I was crying, which, you know, normally my last 2 pregnancies before I got my epidural, like, they were painful, but I wasn't crying. Like, I would just breathe through them and I would like breathe heavily, and they were painful, but not like to the point where I was crying. No, this was where I was like crying. I get there, they're like, oh, is this your 3rd baby? Okay, let's check you right away, you know, whatever. And they checked me and I was dilated like 6, pretty much almost 7 centimeters, the most I've ever been dilated. Ava, I didn't really have a birth vlog at that time, but I was only 2 centimeters dilated when I went to the hospital with her, and then I had to like walk around. It was horrible. But Eli, I was like 4. Eli's birth was like perfect. It was 4 centimeters, got my epidural, and I got to enjoy the rest of the thing. But his recovery was bad. So yeah. So 6, 7 minutes. These are excruciating contractions. And I'm like, oh, I just want my epidural. And at this point, like, I was feeling so much pressure, like it heightened. Like, I literally, but from the time that I got to like, I was only there for like 20 minutes and the contractions just kept getting stronger and stronger. I literally, like, I always had an epidural, so I just started feeling a lot of pressure. Like, literally, I felt like she was gonna come out, and I felt like she was like, I could literally like feel her coming out, and it was so painful. I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, if you've had like no epidural, you know what I mean. They checked me again, and at that point I was like 8 centimeters. So I don't know. I feel like they took too long. They had to wait for my blood work to come back, and I don't know what the heck they were. I was in so much pain. I didn't know what was going on. To the point where I was crying and screaming, which like uncontrollably. And it's probably good that I didn't film. David didn't film any of that. I think everybody was kind of like freaked out because I was screaming. Like, that's how painful it was. And I have a pretty high tolerance for pain, but yeah, I was like screaming. So the anesthesiologist comes in and he's like talking to me. I'm like getting super annoyed. I'm having contractions. And then in the midst of between him talking, and at that point, I was about to have her. And I didn't get an epidural because she was there. She was there. And I was literally like screaming, and like, it was just, I laugh at it now because I can't believe I did. Like, it's amazing. Like, I did that, but I literally felt like I was going to die. They got ready for me to push. They told me the next contraction, go ahead and push. I could feel her head, like it was there. Like, it almost feels like you're gonna have like a huge bowel movement, but it's not a bowel movement. That's how it feels like. And honestly, I thought because I always tear, I do have like a slight 2-degree tear, which she's tinier than Eli. Eli had a 4-degree tear, but I think honestly, I think this recovery is going to be a lot better. But I just felt with the tear, I just felt like a burning sensation. What hurt was not so much the burning like from the tear, but from like the pressure. Like it just, I don't even know how to describe it. Just her coming out was like, wow. So her head came out, and then I'm just like, oh my God, I can't do this. I remember saying to my mom, I'm gonna die. And I was just like screaming. Oh my gosh. I'm getting emotional. Just talking about it, because this is the first time that I've actually like said it out loud. But I was so much pain. Like I didn't think I was gonna be able to push her out. Like I literally felt like a girl from like The Exorcist on the table. Like I couldn't keep my I was shaking, my legs were shaking. I was screaming, and I probably freaked everybody out. There was like so many nurses, and the doctor was in there. Finally, her body came out, and it felt like so relieving. But I was like in such relief. They put her on my chest, and I feel like I didn't really get to enjoy that part because I was in so much pain and like relief at the same time. It was crazy. But it was the most painful, excruciating pain that I've ever experienced in my life. I don't think I will ever wait that long to go to the freaking hospital again. I never thought that this would happen. Like, if I would have gotten there like a little bit sooner, I could have had my epidural. And I will say that it is nice to say that I was able to give birth like without an epidural and, completely natural. But at the same time, I would never do that again. Because I feel like when you get an epidural, yeah, it's more expensive, more bills, whatever, but you get to actually really enjoy the birth and hospital experience, which may be weird to some people, but I love just being able to enjoy everything. Oh, what's going on? Oh, what's going on? But one thing is when you get an epidural, that's bad, is that, let me calm her down. Okay, I had to calm her down. Is when you get an epidural, you can't feel anything, okay? Even though with Eli, one side, I was, for some reason, it kept coming unnumb, and I could feel him coming down. But he was 9 pounds, 4 ounces. There's no way. Oh my God. I don't know how I would have done that without an epidural. But anyways, but with an epidural, you can't feel anything. So I feel like you're more prone to tearing because you don't really know when to push and you don't feel it. Like whenever you don't have that, you like feel it there. Like, you have to like use the bathroom. You're like, okay, I need to push. That's pretty much the same thing. Like you feel the pressure in her head there and you need to push. And actually, I feel like my recovery is going really good. I did have stitches, but I have already gone pee, and I'm about to have the number 2, which the infamous number 2. But I feel like, yeah, I'm super sore, but I feel like the recovery is not going to be as bad as Eli, which I am super thankful. I'm not on iron, which I'm also thankful for. So I think things are going to get moving a lot quicker, which I'm happy about. So yeah, that's my birth story. I had her at 1:11, so 1:11 a.m. on April 3rd, 2022. 7 pounds, 10 ounces, and 20 inches. My little baby. That is Skye Liana's birth story.